Hello students, welcome to mathematics class. Students, this is part 2 of the chapter data handling. In this we are going to revise organizing data and grouping of the data, and you are going to watch this video on 21st January 2021. Coming to the organizing data and grouping the data, prior to that I gave you homework in our previous class. Let us go for looking into that homework. Hi students, continuing to the homework part. Here we have got in our previous class drawing an appropriate graph for the given questions was asked. Here if you want to draw a graph for this data where number of watches sold from the month July to December, as we are given one data of the numerical type, first we will take a graph sheet. On the graph sheet we will plot x-axis, this we call it as x-axis, or you can call it as horizontal axis, and we will draw y-axis or vertical axis. We can go for taking quantities, numerical quantity on y-axis, that is number of watches sold. They become the quantity taken on y-axis. Here I have taken 1, 2, 3, where it is just nothing but the first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth cell. Here these I can mention it as $200, $300, $400, $500, $600. Likewise I can go ahead, or else here it is starting with minimum 1000 and maximum 2500. So I can start from the even taking 0 to 800 as a shrinked portion. We call placing a kink like this, like a will place like this. It's a called kink. That means it is shrinked portion. So 800, 900, 1000, 1100, 1200, 1300, 1400, 1500, 1600, and we can continue further up to 2500. And in the month of July, that means here I am taking on x-axis the first cell as gap, second cell I am taking to represent July sold number of watches. So it's 1000, so I can rise up to 1000, this bar. Then here second cell I have represented with the July month's number of watches sold in that month. Third cell I am leaving it as gap, and fourth cell here I am taking it as the number of watches sold in the month of August, where it is 1500. So I will rise up to 1500, the bar, and plot like this. and these are the number of watches sold in the month of August. So similarly, we can keep drawing, giving equal gaps between the bars and keeping the size of the bars as uniform with the uniform width. It means we can go for plotting this bar graph. In the month of September also 1500 watches are sold. So I am rising to the 1500. This is how we will do it. Continuing further, we can plot the graph for the rest of the months, that is October, November and December. So let's go for second question which I have given as homework. Second question was, draw a graph for children who prefer walking from school A and number of students preferring cycling from the school A, school B, school C. So here I have got two types of data where walking and cycling with a respective numerical values. So for this I have to draw double bar graph. So for that also we have to take first graph paper, plot x-axis and y-axis, where I will consider numerical quantities on the vertical axis, that is on y-axis, and on x-axis I will consider school names along with the walking and cycling. Here for example, one bar I will take it for walking, another bar I will take it for cycling, and I will give a gap here, and further I will take again walking, cycling, but this is for school A and this is for school B. Similarly, I will take walking and cycling here for school C. And here number of students, since I am taking on y-axis number of students, so number of students here, let me take minimum value is 15 and maximum value is 55. So I can consider all being multiples of 5s. I can consider this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 and 55. That means scale for me here on y-axis 1 unit is equals to 5 students. So it becomes easy for me to plot the graph now. In school A 40 students are walking, so I have raised the bar for walking sake here up to 40. And I can fill different colors for this bars because I am showing walking with one bar and just beside number of students cycling I am showing it as 45. So to avoid confusion, let me take a color, different color. I am using a highlighter colors here. So this walking I have used yellow color. So for the sake of cycling, I will use some other color. Blue for the sake of cycling. So we can plot double graph by showing different colors. So apart from the scale, I can mention that what does this blue represents? What does this yellow represents? Here yellow represents walking and blue represents cycling. And so in double bar graph we will compulsory mention what is scale and what are the quantities represented by that two different colors in the bars, double bars. So now we can go ahead with school B, where in school B we have got to 55 students are walking. So I will start from here, 55. So I will color up to this one. And in school B, number of students cycling are just 25 only. So I have to rise up to this bar. So it is easy for the people to read how many students are cycling, how many students are walking in school B. Similarly, you can plot graph for school C with the same colors. Now continuing further in the question number 3rd. See, for you to understand practically how to draw, I drew it. Next question number C, I will do animation and show you. In question number 3, you are asked to draw percentage wins in one-day international matches by 8 top countries. Now, whereas here you have got different countries from South Africa to India. There are 8 countries, and you are given percentage of wins of these: South Africa, Australia, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, England and Pakistan, West Indies and India from Champions Trophy to World Cup 2006, the percentage of wins. Next, last 10 ODIs in the year 2007. You are asked to represent this data as a graph. Students, again here we have got two numerical datas. When we have got two numerical datas, definitely we have to go for double bar graph. So here I have taken a graph sheet, then next I have plotted x-axis, plotted y-axis, and I am considering numerical quantity, that is percentage wins in ODIs by 8 top cricket teams on y-axis, Then coming to the name of the cricket teams, on x-axis I am considering, then scale I am going to fix. Here I have got each unit of the y-axis, I am considering it as 10, sorry, each unit I am considering it as 2 wins. That means here up to here I took 10 because 5 divisions are there. So scale for me on y-axis, 1 unit equals to 2 matches 1. Okay, 2 wins will become number of matches 2 as 1. Then continuing further, so 5 divisions I am naming as 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, continuous 60, 70, 80, 90. Then I am supposed to represent from Champions Trophy to World Cup 2006 percentage of win by country. First country was South Africa, so that 75% that they have won. That means here 2 wins are 2%, isn't it? So rather wins I can say 2%. 2% of winning or 2% will be 1 unit. So 75% is won by South Africa, where from Champions Trophy to World Cup 2006. So with this color I have plotted that. Then coming to the last 10 ODIs in the year 2010. So last 10 ODIs in the 2007 that they won 78%. So this is of South Africa's. I am showing now color indication. So the first color represents from Champions Trophy to World Cup, and second color represents last 10 ODIs in the year 2007. And this is how we plot the graph. And second country was Australia, rising same, they won 61% from Champions Trophy to World Cup 2006, and they won only 40% of the matches in the last 10 ODIs. Whereas third country was Sri Lanka, they won 54% of matches from Champions Trophy to World Cup 2006, whereas they won only 38% of matches in the last 10 ODIs in the year 2007. Now you can go ahead by plotting similarly graphs for the rest of the countries. Okay. With this I discussed all the questions that I have given you in your previous section, previous class, and with this I would like to wind up the session so that the video should not become huge or big and you feel difficult to watch. So with this I will wind up. Next topic, organizing data and grouping of the data, I will continue in the third part. Okay. Take care of yourself. Jai Hind. Thank you.